Hello viewers, welcome to my channel Science to Technology. I hope audio and video is working as expected. I'm waiting for incognito window to give me a feedback, and if you guys can receive the basically audio and video and it's working, please type yes AVs or click that 100% logo so I'll know that it's working. Okay, to best of my ability, I have also heard it from the incognito window. I think things are working. So let's get started. Now, I wanted to jump into electronics very seriously. So the first project, no matter who you are, no matter what you are, if you are jumping into electronics, you have to start with a power supply. And let me be very clear, if it's like I told you, like I'm making a 12 volt power supply, you might be asked, well, can't you just buy a 12 volt adapter? Yes, but here's the deal. Power supply and a lab bench power supply, they are two different things. And generally what lab simply means is that you have the ability to control current, meaning let's just say you bought a 12 volt LED cob, but here's the deal. There are a lot of LED cobs that are 12 volts. Some draw 1 amp, some draw 2 amps, some draw 100 milliamp. But if you let's just say bought an adapter that's like 12 volt 5 amps, you're like, okay, I'm gonna directly power things from it. Cool, awesome, but here's the deal. You might fry the low system if you do not have enough cooling on it. How would you know? Well, that's why you have to have current control in your power supply. So you set, hey, only allow 500 milliamp to go out of it. If LED, let's just say, overheats, starts to drain more power, boom, the computer, basically lab power supply is like, whoa, something is off. Let me reduce the voltage as trying to chase the current. Basically, if current was going 1 amp and your target was 500 milliamp, it will keep reducing the voltage until the current stabilizes at 500 milliamp. That's the critical aspect of a lab power supply. That's what it means to have a power supply, benchtop power supply. That's what's the difference between that and whatever power supply adapter you can buy. An adjustable voltage is not that big of a deal. Any Tom, Dick and Harry can do that. But having adjustable current, that's the big deal. So in that, first there was a YouTuber, very educated and very competent one, but holy damn, he made this system, Sine Lab. And my God, I went cuckoo trying to replicate it. I've been trying to do that, and it utilizes LM317. You might be like, hey, isn't LM317 very normal and known and tested? Yes, but it has some issues. First, it's an ancient design, so it does not go to 0 volt. And for current control, you need to go to 0 volt, because that's another aspect of a current control system. If you have a short circuit, it does not send power. It's just like, nope, it just nopes it. And if your basically lab power supply is fast enough, if it detects short circuit, it will basically shut down the voltage before the fuse blows. So you will not cause any damage. That's the whole point of it. So he's using LM317. Okay, cool, awesome. But it does not go to 0 volt. So what do? This is the part that gave me the most amount of grief. So he has this system, you can see. This is LM337, which is a negative voltage rail. And that created minus 1.25 volt. That allowed the basically primary voltage regulator to go to 0. I tried. Again, I have no idea why my breadboard was fighting me. It did not work, and I tried again and again. And then I realized that the biggest hurdle of this puppy is that this requires what we call constant load. Sorry, there is a minimum load, meaning you must have that, if otherwise it will not be stable. Yeah, he used a chip LM334Z, which is precision current draw. I have no idea why he used it, because that's more expensive than everything in this design. That chip, LM334Z, there is a very good chance he might already have them in stock. So he's just like, I'm going to use that. But it's like, damn, it's so expensive in India. So I'm like, okay. I tried, I did my best, it did not work out. So I got frustrated, fed up, but then I realized I have tried to make power supply in past also, but never finished it. So this will be the time where I have to finish it. So I decided to go discrete component, meaning instead of buying a regulator, do it with a discrete component. So in that, I was the thumbnail you have seen is this board that I was trying to make. So ironically, this should have worked. This should have worked, but you have to understand this. Since I'm new to electronics, I make some silly mistakes, like basically having the wrong polarity. I've already fried one LM37. So to make sure that I do not fry other components, I wrote down this sort of a map, as you can see, where it's like, okay, this is this, this is this, this is the pin. Here's the deal. I messed up the pin diagram of 2N2222. So I messed up the emitter and collector. I fried that. And here's the stupidity of me that is so ironic. When I was making this, because again, I have enough experience with failed projects that I know that you want swappability. So wire will not be soldered. It will have like a connector. You can see that like there's a connector. I bought a lot of that. That's good. Again, I have a very bad experience in past trying to make small PCBs. I'm like, no, big ass PCB. Even if the things are spread out, that's okay. I can afford to waste these, but I can't afford to like fail a project because it's like, oh, tiny. It's like, I don't have a raccoon hand. So big one, cool, awesome. It's like, okay, ICs can be fried if you make a mistake. So ICs are swappable. I'm using swappable socket for that. Potentiometer, what if I want to change it? That's also a socket. Op amp, what is that? Allow me to, LM358. That is also on a socket. But when it came to transistor, my brain was like, hey, that should be on a socket. But I was like, yeah, it's not necessary. Yeah, that burned up. And here's the funny thing, till when I made the thumbnail yesterday, I had no idea what the hell was going on. Today, I was like, okay, let me go back to the roots, because this is a schematics that I am working towards. This is again from my own mind. It's not copy paste from someone else. I'm again absorbed all their knowledge and come up with this idea, because again, it's inherently just op amp that you are driving and you have basically a Darlington pair. There's nothing more than that, fundamentally speaking. So I was like, okay, let me try to. And again, every mistake I'm going to deal with this is going to help me learn more and more. So I am trying to solve that. And today morning, I finally made this. Hold on, let me remove this unnecessary thing. Yeah, this is a voltage regulator, basically, fundamentally speaking. It has a Zener diode, which gives me 12 volt. The transformer I am using is 18018, meaning the voltage is 24 volts. So that 24 volts goes there. Zener gives me a stable reference of 12 volt. That reference gets compared to the error amplifier of an op amp, and that goes through basically the output, so to say, and that's driving this transistor. Now be mindful, this transistor, this tiny 2N2, this is not going to do anything. It's just there to check the voltage. It has enough oomph, like 600 milliamps. So on paper, I should be able to do small things, but again, you're not supposed to do that. Like, it should be able to handle, but it's like, no, I have to make a Darlington pair. But to prove a concept like A, have a voltage reference, check. B, have an op amp that is doing it, check. C, have a basically resistor divider on the output so you can adjust the voltage, basically like LM33. I put this one, and yes, it does work, meaning I can feed on this rail 24 volt, and from this rail output I can get 12 volt, and I can increase it 12 to 15, 16. Basically the minimum voltage is limited to this Zener reference. So now the only thing left to try is I want to have a Zener that is going into a potentiometer, and the wiper is the output, so I can set it to 0 volt. Again, I will test it and figure it out whether it works or not. If it works, I will be vindicated. Your boy would be vindicated, and I will be happy. And again, I have to make this power supply. Like, this has to become my like a fume extractor. I have like a lot of projects, most of them abandoned, but small projects I have to complete. Fume extractor I am very happy with, because I made Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3. Like, I went till production. So I'm happy with that. So this power supply has to be, because it's step one of every electrical engineering. It's like, get a goddamn power supply. And buying is not a really wise idea. I'll explain that further. Okay, yes, AV, yes, okay. So what do you think about solar fuel, making fuel from sunlight using water and CO2? Can it replace petrol? Yeah, see, this is what we call brain damage. I have talked time and time again, the only thing humanity can do is seaweed biofuel. Why? It has everything already. Like, why collect solar energy via solar panels, which is only 20% efficient, and then do to it and then make liquid fuel out of it, or let plants do it? Algae already does that. Like, the end, like, why do you want to go through that extra route? And again, just recently, I've been saying that like India cannot touch ethanol. Now, to be fair, at least 15, 16 humans in this planet have the brain that you cannot grow fuel, which includes Henry Ford and Rudolph Diesel, because again, they were the first one who did it. And we realized like our consumption is so high, those cannot provide enough oomph, enough volume to be useful. And not to mention, it will drain water. Recently, Times of India just published a report, is like that India's ethanol boom that we are trying to do. Yeah, each liter of ethanol is consuming 10,000 liters of water. And let me be very clear, that seems optimistic. India is hot. Growing that amount of sugarcane is stupid. You know what has infinite water? Sea. So I have no idea how entirety of India is this retarded. Now, to be fair, at least 2 to 3 people in India is smart enough. Log9, sorry, no. C6, I think, is the company that was like, and they are ancient, like 2008, they started. It's like, this is the only thing we can do. There is nothing else that can replace hydrocarbon as a fuel energy carrying source, nothing. And the only way to make hydrocarbon that does not burn the planet is to run it on solar. What does do it automatically? Seaweed biofuel. So this whole idea, what if we take electricity, what if we do brain damage, and what if we do more brain damage? Yeah, you're just gonna burn the planet down. Like, we've been through this. Again, that may make sense if you have infinite fusion energy, but again, if you know anything about neutron, you know that cannot ever happen. There is no material known to man, no vibranium, no, what are the, Uru, what other materials are there? Vibranium, Uru, what other magic materials are there? Unobtainium, what other magic materials? Come on, guys, give me some magic material names. What's the damn thing? Vibranium, adamantium. Yeah, sorry, I was forgetting. Adamantium, vibranium, none of that. So what we have is tungsten. That's the closest we have. And here's you put tungsten in a fusion reactor core walls, the wall, that cylindrical silver thing you see, those are tungsten. Yeah, they fall apart in 2 years. We do not replace a nuclear reactor wall ever until we are decommissioning it. In a fusion system, you have to swap it every 2 years. And those things would be idiotically radioactive. So, yeah. And again, I always find the ITER to be like very confusing. It's like, why? Day one, I'm watching this from like ancient Discovery era, Discovery Channel era and all that. I was a kid and it was like, okay, we're gonna have this rope robot. First, I did not understand why you needed a rope robot, as in like a surgical robot that is driven by ropes rather than motors. And I'm like, oh, now I understand that if you have a high neutron environment, the electronics should be threaded. Okay, cable will work, analog, old school, trusty. And how the heck you gonna see it? You're gonna have basically periscope. Cool, awesome, you can shine a light through and you can easily get a footage outside of the reactor wall. Cool, awesome, makes sense. Then why do you need that? Like, why? This is not a thing that we do. Like fusion reactors, we have so many from 1960s and 70s. We never think about it. As like, oh, 13 mega electron volt is so brutal, it will shift, delete any element known to man in 2 years. And to give you a context, how much retard we are, now, after burning billions of dollars, almost $1 to $2 billion per year, now Japan is opening a new research lab from ITER that's gonna do the testing of a material. It's like, okay, can we actually make a material that can handle this? It will happen now. So, yeah. That's how stupid that idea is. Like, okay, what if we have electricity and we make fuel out of it? It's like, what if you do seaweed biofuel? What if you actually do something that will solve humanity's problem? Okay. Okay, simple English. Okay. Do you plan to learn microprocessor architecture? It's mind-blowing now. I can literally understood whatever I am saying you do it. And no. See, that's too deep. My whole essence is, I'm what you call index. I'm index of the knowledge of humanity. That's what I want to be. Basically, if you come to me, have a conversation, I'm like, okay, I can have a genuine, honest to goodness conversation. And if you want to fool me, you have to spend 5 minutes. That's my requirement for myself. You must spend more than 5 minutes to fool me. Like, you should not be able to just come up to me. It's like, hey, you know what? I have this technology. What if I bury the solar panel under the road? My brain should be like, yeah, that will not work. It's like, hey, hear me out. What if I smoke cocaine? Okay, cool. What if we drill a tunnel? It's like, cool, awesome, sir. We do tunneling. We love tunneling. Tunneling is expensive, but it's awesome. We have road tunnels, we have metro tunnels, we have railway tunnels. They're awesome. No, but here's the deal. We drill a tunnel and then we drive cars through it. So like a road tunnel? No. That would be logical. So people mover? Yeah. Like a metro? No. That would be logical. What if we drive one car one by one? That's what we call Elon Musk brain damage, known as Hyperloop. Oh, sorry. Boring company. Hyperloop was another brain damage, but that's the whole thing I tried to be. I want to learn enough about enough things that if somebody tries to, like, swindle money out of me, I should be able to handle it for 5 minutes. Like, if you put more than 5 minutes, then again, you should be able to trick me. But like at least 5 minutes. Should not be like the first thing that come out of your mind and I'm like, blah, blah, blah. No. 5 minutes. You have to spend 5 minutes. Okay. Union Minister Nitin Gadkari actively pursuing ethanol blending in aviation fuel. Yeah, we're gonna die. We actually gonna die. I've started stretching regarding prevent back problems in future. That is a wise decision. Taking care of your health and spine specifically, talking from experience, a good decision. 10 out of 10. You are impressed by AWS Snowball display protection or something like that? Yeah, it was cool, man. Like, again, I really wish I could see a teardown of it. Like, how can you make a computer with a mechanical hard drive and you're like, okay, you throw it from a plane, it will still survive. I'm like, what the hell? I really want, like, again, from a mechanical engineering point of view, I have no idea how the encryption and all that, that's beyond me. But again, I need to understand that mechanical thing. So review so far on practical electro. Oh yeah. Now, okay. So this is the book that I tried to buy, but it is bonkersly expensive, like 4,500 rupees in India. This is too rich for my blood. I'm really sorry. I should not have done this, but turns out the PDF was available. So I was like, okay, what if I print it out? And turns out they can't print more than 500 in one spiral. So each spiral is only 500. And I printed in kind of not the cheapest paper. It's 75 GSM, which again not that great, but 75 GSM, premium, premium paper. And why was that? Because again, whenever I'm studying, I'm using markers, highlighter, sorry. So I wanted a basically paper that can handle the highlighter ink and does not soak on the backside. This does that. And again, the reason why I chose spiral, they had binding option, but the reason why I chose spiral was so I can basically do this, like, flat, put it flat and have this. So that was the whole aim. Now, as to the book quality, I have only gone through few pages at this point in time. And again, I think this will take me a year or months minimum, and that's assuming I'm reading through all of it. It's going to take a sweet time, but this book is good. And let me be very clear. Good, when I mean, I do not mean this is like you're going to replace your engineering book, but it was not written for that. It's written for practical electronics for inventors. What does that mean? There is a passage, which again, I think I cleared just today only. Not today or yesterday, maybe. Allow me to read that. A word of advice: if the math in a particular section of this chapter starts looking scary, don't worry. As it turns out, most of the nasty math in the chapter is used to prove, say, a theorem or law, or to give you an idea how hard things can get if you do not use some mathematical tricks. The actual amount of math you will need to know in order to design most critical and surprisingly small, in fact, a basic algebra method. Oh, I kept continuing. So it's like the actual amount of math you will need to know to design most circuit is surprisingly small. That's it. It's like, yeah, I understand. Like, again, if you are building a proper circuit with op amps, like, you should know what the rail to rail this is and all that and like this and that. But it's like, hey, you don't need to. Like, I didn't make this. Like, this is your boy today's work. Today only. And I'm pretty sure I made it after lunch. So like, I think 1 hour before the Hindi live stream. So I have no idea about mathematics. So that's why I have to say this is a good book. And again, let me be very clear. You might feel like, okay, why book? Why not PDF? This is me, old man, talking. Trust me when I say this, there is something fundamentally helpful if you are shutting this puppy down. As in, you do not want to utilize your visual cortex all the time. Reading papers forces the visual cortex to in a low energy state and your frontal cortex, this puppy, to be fully engaged. So you learn far more. Again, that's with me and every Tom, Dick and Harry that researches is like, trust me, you may sound like, okay, what if I have VFX? What if I have 3D? Yeah, you're just gonna waste your time. Trust me, learned it the hard way. Like Dutch even tried that, like, what if we remove books and all that? And it's like, yeah, go back to it. The trick is this puppy has only 100 watts of capacity. So if 80 watt of capacity is consumed by your visual cortex, your frontal cortex is like, bro, I'm running on low power mode. So it's almost like why you can scroll 8 to 9 hours of a reel, but you do not learn anything. You don't even remember what the hell you watched. And you have no idea why the heck you did that because frontal cortex was offline. So fundamentally, it's like, so I would say, again, the book is, I'm just starting and I have a feeling there should be, hopefully, knock on wood, there should be even better books, but this should get started. And again, this is the first time I'm reading a book that is almost on the same caliber as my brother's books. Since my brother is a doctor, he is like, Like his book is like can stop 50 caliber bullet. That's how big his books were. So this is the first time I'm trying to like again. I have read through multiple books in last 2 years, but again, those are mostly self-help book or some financial books. This is the first time it's like heavy puppy. So if I can push through this, I may again, if I absorb even 10-20% of this book, I should be able to like, bro, I got electronics. Again, not the greatest, but like, I got this. Your boy got this. Can dead internet theory become a reality? Most likely it already is, I have to say. Yeah, I have to say that. Most likely it already is. What kind of favorite food? Mine, khichdi and kadhai. Hey? Favorite food? See, it changes palate time to time. Like there was a time when I was in Bangalore, my favorite was tacos, veg tacos in Domino's. I know it's not proper tacos. I do not care. I go there, I ordered it, I loved it. Like there was a time where I was like, that was the thing I wanted to eat. But again, now I'm in a home, so I have home cooked mom's hand meal, so I have a lot of options, a lot of desirable things. Dosa is also my favorite outright food. Paneer roll is another decent one, so I have a lot of it, not just one. But put buses is underground tunnel. Yeah, just like eventually you'll reach to metro. Like to give you a context, if you pay attention to the actual ridership of that tunnel network, that is like almost 3 or 4 kilometers that he actually built, like he physically built it. Compare that to Mexico City trolley bus on a elevated guide rail. That's far more expensive. It's like, oh, see, Elon Musk was right. No, no, no. Compare the ridership divided by the financial cost. It's 1:11. For the amount of money, Elon Musk is moving one person, the trolley bus on an elevated flyover basically, it's carrying 11 people for the same amount of money. Constitutional monarchy versus full republic versus direct democracy. See, those things have no answer. Here's the deal, let me put it very bluntly. I have talked about this, like the only reason why some civilization become rich and powerful and others wither away, it's very simple. It's trust. If your society has trust, it will survive every single hell known to man. If it does not have trust, there is no amount of resources, no amount of gold, no amount of money will help you. Trust matters. All of these things are basically amplifier on it. So it's the same law of physics. Garbage in equals garbage out. So if good people go into a system, even communism will work. But again, problem with communism requires like almost like 100% stability. And I'm like, ooh, that's like 100%. Capitalism does have benefit. It can tolerate almost 10 to 20% corruption. But yeah, if you exceed that, it will also collapse. So from nature's point of view, capitalism is far more mathematically stable. But again, you can see that like how the heck Japan that was boomed, shift deleted in World War II. And I mean, nukes were just the final chapter. They deleted almost 11, 12 cities, big cities. That's why they did not boom Tokyo. It was pre-deleted. It's like, what will we do with booming Tokyo? We have pre-deleted it. So fundamentally speaking, look at Pakistan, look at Japan. Japan got deleted. Pakistan got independence. Japan was deleted. Here's the Japan recovered into an economic horsepower, superpower with a tiny population, tiny island. Pakistan, can you please give us loan? Every year, can you please give us loan? And here's the deal. India and Pakistan, they are literally from the same landmass, literally same cultural architecture. Slice India in one, Pakistan in another. How the heck? Pakistan still asking for money. India was asking for money. Now we are donating to Indian international monetary funds. Trust. It's not about this dictatorship or that, it's always about trust. If people inside the system are good, trustworthy, and I do not mean 100%, trustworthy, it will sort itself out. If it's not, the end. Is this book good for concept clarity? Of course, this is, see, here's the deal. Almost every single YouTuber who does anything interesting with electronics, if they're talking about this, none of them have bad things to talk about this. All of them, like, this is the book. And again, I've gone through a few pages. It is deep, thorough, and good. Again, I hope there is even better, but I'm pretty sure at that point in time, you're reaching full engineering books. So I have very high assessment. Bro, engineering curriculums are just barely set up you for the real world. It's not gonna make you master it. I mean, who is, it's an evolving field. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Again, see, I have a luxury that most people will never ever experience. I get to learn things for the sake of learning things. So that's a luxury I'm enjoying. Again, most electrical engineers, they will be working their ass off to make money, and when they come home, they have to work their ass off to take care of the family, and they will be spent. I have freedom. So I can enjoy like experimenting, learning, growing. So why not use it? Tips to learn faster from original sources like books and papers. Actually start doing it, and your brain will tell you what it needs to do. Like for me, it was highlighters, use highlighters. For some people, it's like, taking down notes. Go YOLO on it. But again, start. Once you start, your brain will figure things out. Hey, sexy. English, can AI also go through some kind of evolution like us? Maybe. How India solve current LPG crisis? See, we should not have LPG crisis. I have made a detailed video about that. Please refer to it for full detailed conversation on that. We should not have that crisis. Having that crisis is just human stupidity. Okay, anyways, every electronic circuit is simply compilation of basic circuit. Yeah, that's basically, if you know register divider, you know a lot. If you know op amps, 98% of engineering is done. After that is just programming. And again, like I was like, hey, op amp can only do one thing. No, it is everything. For example, you want square wave generator, op amp. You want sawtooth generation, op amp. If you want to make PWM, op amp. If you want to basically amplify a signal, op amp. If you want to do like this in this design, error amplifier, op amp. Everything is op amp. Like op amp starts the life, op amp ends the life. Oh, by the way, how do you make missile before digital electronics? That is a heat seeking, op amps. So op amp was life, op amp will be life. So you figure out op amp, you chill. What are the things you are going to do when you are rich? Again, more of what I'm doing right now. Like, here's the deal. I would have loved to have enough money in the bank that I do not have to make video per day. Because again, I would love to make videos, but I would rather spend 1 week just working on this power supply to actually finish this in time. But that's not there. But it would be the same thing. And again, would I make videos? Assume, let's just say things work out and I have like GG amounts of money. Would I do the same thing? Of course, I enjoy it. Like few weeks ago, I figured out how GPS was. Again, not the full mathematics, but like, okay, how the hell it's telling time without you having the atomic clock? I finally figured it out. I'm happy with that. After that, recently I figured out how the absorption chiller and adsorption chiller actually works on a fundamental, like how we understand vapor chamber. So all of these things make me very happy. Like there is a nerd inside me that is very happy with this sort of progress. So quality of elites also matter. You would understand if there's a look at politician from should I buy a silicon carbide battery phone now? I'm waiting for long-term review. You can buy it. I think it would be more or less the same. Tips to learn faster from originals, also like book and paper. Study the damn thing, man. Electronics are quite difficult. See, everything is difficult. But if you keep chipping away at it, it will, like, I'll give you a very hands-on experience. Your boy learned 3D game artist, okay? I know Max, I know Maya. I never touched Blender, but I had to learn it. Now here's the deal. In our institute, they taught us 3ds Max. When I went into job, it was like, yeah, you have to use Maya. And I'm like, what the hell? But again, my salary depended on it. I had to grind my ass to learn it. I did manage to figure it out. Again, I think I've forgotten again, but I think I'd figured it out. But here's the deal. That same time, I was also trying to push my skills, and turns out Fusion 360 was very attractive then. And there were a lot of early concept game artists. They were using it for hard surface modeling, and that's my jam. Your boy likes sci-fi, your boy likes hard surface modeling. I was like, this is my stuff. I pooped myself trying to make a goddamn knife in there. Like, I died. It was so painful to use Fusion 360. Now your boy is making a sheet metal that is going to laser cutter and being folded, and tada! I reached that. How? Chipping away at it year by year, year by year, year by year. Like, I have hundreds of failed projects, but here's the deal. Each of those projects is teaching me something. Like, for example, why did I choose this big ass board? Here's the deal. Allow me to show you. Hold on. I also tried to make a fan controller in the past, but because I was stupid, hold on. hold on for this. Yeah. So I wanted to make a full-fledged basically fan controller. So I was making this ESP32 driven system. This is so tiny. Pay pressure, like it's tiny, painful. Again, I learned it. Like my hands are now like. So I learned use a big ass board. Even though it's expensive, it's affordable, because again, wasted project is far more time down the drain. And what will I say? Oh, I saved 30 rupees in using a smaller PCB. Unwise. There is a itch, miniaturize the project, but like, hey, that should be Mark 2 or Mark 3, never the Mark 1. So now making huge. Again, this can be pretty sure I can fit in this, but I'm like, no, let me take the space. So all the failed projects also teaches you something. So hi sir from Pakistan. Hello. Recently I watched news about Japan. The birth rate is not recovering. Even people not giving birth money, Japanese government. But yeah, see, if once you break the faith, like his deal, for last, I would say 60 years, there have been a war against men. Like this line, you could not have ever imagined saying this line, I need no man, or like, fathers are not necessary. Like, this statement was unimaginable, and you basically created a victim class, permanent victim class. This is very recent, like very recent. And then you are shocked that everybody is dying. It's like, yeah, evolution crafted this puppy, not us. Evolution spent millions of years testing this shit out. Every bug has been ironed out. Everything has been beaten into submission because everything else died. And you're like, nah, supremacy. It's like, yeah, you're gonna die. Of course you're gonna die. And this whole retard idea of Japan where it's like, you work for your nation. No, you work for your family. Family collectively creates a nation. If your family hates you because you are working for your country, your nation will fall apart. They had the same stupidity during World War II and they never fixed it. They are so egocentric, they never fixed it. It's like, oh, you should work 3 jobs so you can recover the country. It's like, no, you should be humble, not pretend to be humble, accept the bitch slap and slowly, with love, grow the family. Then like, work 3 jobs so you can die because of the nation. It's like, that's the exact same thing that got your ass torn apart in World War II. But like, they never learned. Do you think consciousness is magic? No. It's complex max, but it's far above my understanding. Can we stop internet from becoming the dead internet? I don't think so. It's already planning season. Urea fertilizer supply is not enough. What will India to get crop yield growing? Dude, we'll find. It'll be fine. Big respect to you, sir. Thank you. Expected microcontrollers to control op amps at the end, except a signal from it too. Yeah, sir. How rich you gonna be if Airawat got millions or billions? You are. See, I do not know. See, Airawat could be fine, right? Where it's like, right now I'm saying my pocket is tight. At that point in time, maybe my pocket is like, some sort of wiggle room, some sort of breathing room. And again, I don't have too much expenditure. My primary goal would be make enough money so I can, coast, as they say, like my passive income, so to say. I can coast. That would be the first target, like coast. And again, I want to do a research lab. They are saying that they should be able to create a scenario where I have that breathing room, almost a lab with people inside, where it's like, yo, I can guide. So basically, I will ask them, hey, can you design the linear voltage supply, and like, these are the constraints, let's work with it. And again, they will teach me, we will make the physical thing. That could happen. Again, I am hoping for that happen. That would be my dream job. It's like, I do not want to sit idly by and watch corn 24/7. I did that. Like, that's my past. Like, it's boring now. So I do need to build things. Do you think electrical ships are really practical, ethical in long term, considering the environmental impact of batteries? It's uncooked right now, and my gut instinct is uncooked, as in like, I would not trust it right now. Physics says, no, physics never says nuclear is clean. Are you retarded? When did physics ever said that? Like, half of the daughter products are 1,000 years or longer. When did physics says that nuclear is clean? are you retard? Like, are you actually retard? Where it's like humanity could not contain lead that we dumped into the environment, and you think we're going to contain nuclear waste, which, mind you, we already have leaking nuclear waste. Everybody just shh. It's like, dude, we could not clear up the waste that we spilled in 1970s. Do you think we're going to do proper job in hundreds of years? And I've talked about time and time again. On paper, the technology is perfect, but humans are imperfect. Humans are the problem in the system, not science. And again, human have to use it. Human have to do cost cutting into it. Yeah, that leads to kaboom. Do you watch Pacific Rim? Yeah, first one was amazing. Can tunnel ever become cheaper than elevated? Nah, doubtful. Mega slowly going on the path of Japan. Maybe people are working multiple jobs to meet the. Yeah. See, if a country becomes stupid, it dies. The end. Please make a video on cow milking machine working. Yeah, that's a bit gross. That's why I'm not saying it. Physics says nuclear energy is clean. No, you repeated it. I think it's not clear. Again, read into any. Oh, by the way, for some reason, people always forget fusion also has nuclear waste. Like tritium is a nuclear waste. You have to handle it as such. Like you can see the ITAR building is this, and there is a giant building next to it. What is that? Tritium management. It's like, who said that? Like you willing, I get there is this one long haired guy that keeps talking about nuclear while he's making a documentary about Chernobyl. I'm like, dude, I get you. I get you. Like from a science point of view, I get it. But you have to understand, we human, we monkey, we go boom, 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 boom on each other. We cannot be trusted with nukes. Like he's making it still radioactive. Like imagine something happened like what, 30, 40 years ago, and you dig up again, oh yeah, it's radiation now. What the hell? So lead acid battery is safe for humanity. It's not. It's not. It was a good starting point, but it's not. Fundamentally, humanity in thousands of rays will merge into singulars. There is no thousands of rays. Okay, it's not thousands of rays. We don't even have 1,000 active language. Yes, on paper we have hundreds of language. Heck, India has hundreds of them. But on reality, like in terms of people speaking it and modern civilization wise, it's barely what, 15? And I'm being optimistic. So yeah, it's not thousands of rays and all that. Please continue the post videos even when you're rich. Please do. No, of course not. I won't do that. Like, see, here's still, it takes effort. While everybody bitches like, oh, you should use VFX, you should use CGI, you should use green screen, you should hire a, thumbnail artist and all that. Yeah, it does take time. What I do does take time to learn, to understand things. So I can even talk half competently. It takes time. So, like, I'll share the image with you guys. It will help somewhat, I hope. Hold on. Yes, okay. Allow me. Allow. See, this is the guy's system I'm using right now. This is what? This is the same thing. And again, even I think 1 or 2 years ago, if you had showed me this graph, like this schematics, it would not have made sense. Now it makes sense to me. It's like, oh, so we got op amps and we got a Zener diode and we got a transistor. Again, I have to make Darlington transistor, but I'm understanding what the hell that means. So fundamentally speaking, if you keep pushing yourself, you will eventually learn things. Now I'm saying humanity thousands will merge into a single. Now I have a sin. I live in Kolkata, mapped in Ahmedabad, my company, MYM first job. I don't know what to do. I want to work in my hometown. I'm very, very scared. Hey, sir, I live in Kolkata and may have moved to Ahmedabad by my company. It's my first job. No, see, move. Trust me, you will learn far more if you physically move. Like, trust me, there is what we call growth that will happen. Again, I was also scared. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I went from nothing to directly moving so far apart that even if my family wanted to travel to me, it was 36-hour train ride. There was no airport back then, like in my area. And even right now, still it's like a one-day journey. So fundamentally, I was scared, genuinely scared. And for good reason, I was scared. But here's the, I pushed through. So I would genuinely urge you to do so. No black, white, Asian. Yeah, that's insignificant. Will you have built that micro wraps 8-bit lab bench power supply when you? No, I think you're talking about 8.5 digit multimeter, not power supply. I don't think he has built power supply recently. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has not built power supply. Again, there was this, nobody has built the power supply as I want it. Like, simple. Don't give me a goddamn negative voltage rail. That's the only thing I ask. Do not give me a goddamn negative voltage rail. Nothing more than that. But again, this is the whole point. If I have noticed this problem, to be fair, this whole rough idea sketch that I have done, it's based on one guy who, he did not even physically made it. Again, he has made some other circuits, so I know he has some competency, but he made a LT spice. Like, this would be the bare minimum that you have to do in order to make a programmable power supply. So I was like, I took that inspiration. Your boy digested that inspiration. World will become one single race due to intermixing. Time will say. Again, things that are gonna happen like thousands of years from now or after my death is irrelevant to me. So from ESP32 FPGA, can a DIY linear PSU transmission outperform SMP voltage spikes without losing stability and optimize feedback loop? Yeah, of course it can. See, how do you verify whether the hypothesis is valid or not? Rohde and Schwartz, one of the premier flagship company that nobody ever talks bad about. If you buy the power supply, what it is, it's pre-tracking linear system, meaning they have a SMPS that brings the voltage to almost half and a little bit more than that, like let's just say 0.8 volt above what you are requesting, and then it goes to linear stage and tada, that's today. You can buy that. All high-grade power supply do that today. Even that micro wraps, he unboxed like this tiny power supply, and it was like oscilloscope. He was showing in the oscilloscope, and it was very clean. How the heck it can do so much voltage ranging and still have clean? It has a SMPS mode, boatload of capacitor, inductor, ferrite in order to filter the pre-regulating. Basically, they are pre-regulating the voltage, and then they are sending it to linear regulator, and tada! So bitching is bitching, but like, it's been there, it's done, it's tested, we know scientifically. If it's not happening, that means you are messing up. Like, for example, I soldered this backwards and it burnt up. There's nothing wrong with the transistor. It could have been like, you could have gotten a dud piece or something like that. Could have happened, but I hate myself for this. It's like socketed, not socketed, this burnt up. I learned so much, like from all my past experience, like must have cable, what you call termination, so you can properly trust it. I'm like, I did learn so much. The one thing that I messed up is that one thing that burnt up. Gargar said by 2030 they will introduce E85 fuel, so future cars in India is also gonna price drop and food will become expensive. Oh, car, nothing will become cheaper, everything will become expensive because you are fundamentally increasing the foundation of life. As in, food is the foundation of life. You can survive with expensive fuel, you can't survive with expensive food. So yeah, write it down right now, everything will be more expensive in 2030. Write it down. Please repeat your response with cow milking. I do not like it. It's not something that I am looking forward to. If I run out of all of the interesting topic, maybe I'll look into it, but not right now. When you first started getting into electronics, what was the first electronic project? Again, I've tried it since childhood. Heck, I think the first time my family has acknowledged that your boy knows something about electronics. Again, I do the wiring and all that I have been doing for a long time. But recently our microwave pooped the bed. It was making that weird sound, very weird sound. And again, I did not do my research properly. I thought it was the carousel motor. Turns out that was fine. It was the cooling fan, which was shaded pole motor. So I did figure it out eventually. That motor was not the problem. It's the shaded pole cooling fan motor. Removed it. Used WD-40 to makes the bushing functional again. And then turned out the keypad was completely worn out. So pressing start was like, you have to try 15 minutes, then it will work. I bought a new keypad, installed it, everything myself, and it is working. So that's the first time a complex electromechanical problem has been solved by your guy, and my mom is happy. It's like, yeah, otherwise we'd have to buy a new one, but that's a fun thing. Today, Ajay Prasad uploaded a great 10-minute video. Must say, Labor Day special. Why a dignified job should not exist? Ajay Prasad, IIT. See, it's irrelevant what others say to me. Like, I have the blessing. Okay, I have the blessing that I exist internally. So if Jeff Bezos tomorrow comes along, or like let's just say, Bill Gates comes along, it's like, oh, global warming is not a problem. I do not care because I see the rivers that have been dried up. Like that's a thing that I see physically go and see. So I have reached a point where, like, I do not do argument from authority. So any Tom, Dick and Harry can say anything. I'm gonna like, okay, let me crunch it, let me digest it, and then I'll pass my judgment. Whereas like, so again, I have that luxury, so I'm utilizing it. After this power supply project, will you focus on soldering iron? Again, everything else is easy. Power supply is the baby. You have to make power supply. Oh, by the way, how the heck you measure temperature of a soldering iron? Op amps. Life is op amps. So can you use computer power supply as SMPS bench supply? See, you can use it as a what you call feed. For example, I'm making this puppy. You can have that 12 volt goes into it. Of course, it will be stepped down from 12 volt, but you can step down after 12 volt. So till 12 volt, you can have like, hey, 500 milliamp current control you can do to 12 volt, but going below that, you can do more things. So yes, it can be used, and a lot of people use that. But again, it's not recommended for multiple reasons. First, 12 volt is not enough. For example, if you want to work with any lead acid battery system, you have to test your things till 15 volts. And again, that's why this I'm targeting 15 volt. I'm not targeting 12 volt, even though it's a 12 volt system, because like, let's just say you bought a LED headlight for your car. It's not supposed to run at 12 volt, it's supposed to run at 15, because if the car engine is running, alternator is always charging the battery. So the voltage rail could be as high as 15 volt. So you have to test circuit at that point. You can't be like, oh, 12 volt is working fine. No, you put it in your car, it goes kaboom. So that's the whole thing. How are you gonna grow food on moon? Vertical farms? Oh, those are very far out things, man. First, let us land. Step 1. Step 2, build habitats, as in like convert lunar soil into something useful like a blocks and cover them. After that, we'll worry about that. Like, you are worried too far out. Don't do Elon weed. How old were you at that time? At what time? If you're talking about the microwave repair, that happened recently. I understand capacitor, resistor, amplifier, transistor, but what I don't understand how they combine into things, and PCB can run AC, TV, headphones, computer, chargers. Again, if you reach through a point where, and again, what do you mean by amplifier? There is no physical thing as an amplifier. Transistor is a thing, op amp is a thing, amplifier is not a thing. Like, so. Can you make a video about what tools you have? Nah, it's boring. I do have cool tools, but boring. Like, for example, this is the multimeter I have, and it's very expensive, overpriced. But again, I bought it because it had direct, yeah. I do not like this fluke logic and no company changing it. It's like, oh, you have to, I think I have it. So in other system, you have something similar where it's like there are freaking 4 functions in that one knob. I hate that. And again, I want basically beep to be the first thing that does. That's why most of the time I use this multimeter. And again, these probes that you see, I bought them recently. It does allow me to poke directly into what you call breadboard. Again, I think that may be causing the issue with LM317, but hey, you work with what you have. I even made some other what you call clips. Oh, today for this work I bought a lot of these puppies. These clips will allow me to clip small things, so I'm not poking into breadboards and causing issue. So this, I have to say, while my pocket is not flying, these things I can do. Where do you got your Timex Command Blue one? Cause it's unavailable. Yeah, it was very rare. Like once it came up and I bought it, and after that it's like gone most of the time. Want a live stream with the professors? I would like to. I'm in touch with him, so it's not like your boy is out of touch. So let's see. But again, it's not priority. Again, my priority is actually finish this. Now, I like myself because I have finished fume extractor, but I have to love myself in order to finish this puppy. It has to be done. Your boy has to make a fume extractor. Sorry, power supply. Lab power supply. Again, because there is another aspect of it. The way I'm designing this, the way your boy is designing it, I could convert this to become a programmable power supply, meaning a potentiometer is one way of input. The way I'm designing it, potentiometer is not carrying any current. So you can feed it via ESP32 or even Arduino. So on paper, and again, that was directly taken from the design of the guy who's the, and again, yes, I will also add current control. I'm hopeful, your boy is hopeful that if I swap the transistor here and build a Darlington, this should be a voltage control system right now, hopefully. The only thing I think what you call voltage divider is too low. This was, I think, I underestimated it. So I have to change this voltage. I think they are 2 kilo ohm. So I have to change it to 10 and 5 kilo ohm, something like that, to get 3:1 ratio. Let's see. Again, that is yet to be sorted, so to say. Ironically, the cheapest multimeter I have is the one that has the transistor testing, although it's not working anymore. I have no idea why. I have no idea. It did work once. I tested a transistor into it. Like I think it's not getting contact properly. I'm only getting 0. Or like if emitter, let me read where the heck I wrote that. Okay. So emitter base collector. Yeah, it was working yesterday. Like, I have no idea why it's not working. Such is life. Such is life. Yeah. Okay. So the main thing is, again, while this is an actual working regulator, if I try to draw any current on this transistor, it will just burn up. So I have to bring, basically build a Darlington transistor. I do, hold on. I do have this big ass transistor D1047.